Hello, everyone. Happy Thursday, and welcome to Travel Talk Live. I'm Tabitha Washington, owner of the Travel Crew, where we create phenomenal travel experiences for phenomenal people. And I am so glad that you have joined in today. If you're tuning in, go ahead and give me a hello. Just go in and wait a little bit for people to jump on in. And you can go ahead and drop any comments in the comment section. If you're tuning in, we're on the Facebook business page for the Travel Crew, in the Travel Crew Travel Talk group, and on YouTube. If you're in our Facebook group, Travel Talk, you need to go ahead. You'll see a little something where you can register through StreamYard, because if you're viewing us through the group and you haven't registered, I can't see who you are. So if you're making questions, comments, or anything, it'll just look like it will just look like Facebook user said hello. So go ahead and do that. And yeah, go ahead and drop a hello or anything in the comment section if you're catching this on a replay. Go ahead and put hashtag replay. Once again, Tabitha Washington, owner of the Travel Crew, where we create phenomenal travel experiences for phenomenal people. I hope everyone is doing well on this Thursday. And like I said, go ahead, drop a little hello in the comment section. We're just letting people get in. And if you're tuning in on YouTube, um, please go ahead, subscribe to our channel. You want to turn on the notifications, and then you'll know when we're coming on live, and you can like our video. We appreciate the support everybody is giving us. Okay, I don't know if anybody could see. I'm just gonna go ahead, do a quick little stand up. The way the camera's angled, you can't see, but that's a Femme Fatale shirt. And I want to give a shout out to the Mr. Crew of Femme Fatale, the lovely ladies of the Mr. Crew Femme Fatale. If you're in the New Orleans area, then I'm pretty sure you are familiar with Femme Fatale, the first Mardi Gras crew for African American females in the New Orleans area. It is carnival season, y'all, Mardi Gras time, and the Mr. Crew of Femme Fatale does ride this weekend. This is Femme weekend, y'all. So if you're in New Orleans, just prepare yourself. You're gonna see red lips everywhere. Femme Fatale rolls this Sunday. This Sunday, that's February 20th, on the Uptown route. So if you're in the area and stuff, go out, catch them. It's a great parade, great organization. Once again, shout out to all my films out there, Mr. Crew of Femme Fatale. And I am Tabitha Washington, owner of the Travel Crew. Hey, Andrea, so glad you joined us today. And y'all, today I'm going to be talking about our recent trip to Puerto Rico. So last month around MLK weekend, not around, but MLK weekend, we did a group travel experience to Puerto Rico. And so I'm just going to recap some of that, try to show you some pictures, see if I can show you some videos. I'm gonna be honest, I tried to throw them into a slideshow and it does work in PowerPoint, but when I loaded it into StreamYard, the videos aren't playing. So we're just gonna fool around. You notice every week we're learning something new about StreamYard, and it's all good. It's all good. Okay, I see more people joining us. And feel free to say hi, guys. And again, if you're in the Facebook group, you're going to have to register with StreamYard. You'll see it under the post to register with StreamYard, so that when you make a comment, I can see who's making a comment. All right. So thank you, everyone. We're going to go ahead and just go ahead and get started. So again, Tabitha Washington, owner of the Travel Crew. And one of the things we do, we're group travel specialists, and one of the things we do is we host group travel experiences. So not just that we'll put together a group travel plan or trip for you, but we also put on what we call I call them hosted travel experiences. Hey, Claudette, so good to see you. Um, and what that is, because some people are always wondering about it, what it is, it's a prepackaged trip already put together with the hotel activities and everything. All you have to do is book, pack, and go. It comes ready made. Not just a ready-made itinerary, a ready-made group of friends. So it's people who just love travel coming together, and there's a host on site, because I do get questions with people wondering, am I just putting these trips together and then sending you on your merry way? No, if it's a travel crew experience, then there is a host on site for those trips, so you're not alone. So last month we went to Puerto Rico. Great experience, love the trip. So I just wanted to go ahead and recap, and if you have any questions while I'm describing the trip, please drop them in the comment section. That's what it's there for. You can ask your questions, you can make comments, whatever you want. Go ahead. So we're gonna start off. We left, pulling up my calendar because I really can't remember the dates. Maybe that doesn't even matter. Um, January 13th, which is a Thursday. So we get in, and I feel really, I wish the video was working, but we'll see what we can do. Anyway, so I arrived Thursday, January 13th at the Royal Sonesta. So guys, if you are interested in a really nice hotel, I highly recommend the Royal Sonesta. It is a beautiful hotel. It's close to the airport, and we were in San Juan, by the way, in the San Juan area of Puerto Rico, which you will hear a lot of people talk about. It's a uh, major city in Puerto Rico, and that's pretty much where all the tourism lies, is in that area. So the hotel was close to the airport, not that far. Let me just give you some background. I can't speak of right now, and COVID, things are changing every day, but at the time that we went, you had to have a COVID test within 48 hours of arriving in Puerto Rico. You had to register on their app that of what your test results were, and you cannot leave the airport without doing so. And the airport was actually being manned by, they actually had National Guard there. So, and then when I got to the Royal Sonesta, I also had to turn in my test results and vaccination. I'm sorry. In addition to being tested, you had to show proof of vaccination, and you had to show proof of vaccination throughout the entire trip, meaning every time you went somewhere, they were asking for proof of vaccination. I only had to show my test results to get out of the airport and to get into my hotel or into the resort, the Royal Sonesta. But after that, it was just proof of vaccination. For people that are in Louisiana, they will take the app, the LA Wallet app that shows your vaccination records. I'm going to assume, since they take the LA Wallet, they'll take the New York app. I know New York has a COVID app to show your vaccination records. I'm not aware of any other areas, any other states that have the app. If you do and feel free, drop it in the comment section. But those are the only two I know that have apps, is Louisiana and New York. And yes, you can use the app. I had the app and my laminated copy of my vaccination card. It's just something I keep on me. All right, so that's out the way, the particulars. The resort is so beautiful. And when I got there, let me show you what it looked like. This was my view. I arrived at night, so this was gorgeous. But I couldn't see everything, but I was like, "Oh, this is like so nice and beautiful. Couldn't wait to see it in the morning." And unfortunately, I had the video to show you what it looked like during the day, and it's not playing. Let me see, can I get this to play real quick? Okay. If there's a way I can go ahead and figure out how to share it on screen, I will, but let's see. I think I can. Let's see. This is what I woke up to the next morning. And I appreciate if you say, yeah, I can see this. If you put that in the comment section, it would help me out so much. Okay. I could see on my phone that it works. So that was good. So if you saw that nice ocean view and everything, that's what I saw. That's what I woke up to, which I just thought was just it was amazing. It was amazing to wake up to that. It really was. So that just goes to show you the beauty of what we saw. So the Royal Sonesta is actually beachfront property. Um, it is, let's see, I'm sorry, I'm trying to like mess with some technology while I'm doing this. Anyway, so if you saw that video, it was beachfront property, be easy beach access and everything. So it was great. So if you're in Puerto Rico, I highly recommend the Royal Sonesta. It's a real nice a nice area. I really enjoyed it. So that was so on Thursday. So actually I said we started on Thursday, but I actually arrived Wednesday night ahead of the group because I was the host for this trip. Then woke up Thursday morning to this. That evening, met up with the group, all the people that came in. Shout out to all the people that came on this Puerto Rico trip because they were a lovely group. Had so much fun with them. So glad. New people and returning people. So it was great to see everybody. The next day, so that evening we just had our little welcome dinner, and on most of our travel crew experiences, that's what you can expect. We usually have like to everybody because not everybody knows everybody, but that's a good way to do it. Get together, meet each other, and we had our little meet and greet on the resort site. So the next day was our first day of travel, or our first day of activities I should say, and we went to um, the rainforest, the Garibaldi Rainforest, which is actually the only, let me get this straight, because at first I was saying it was the only rainforest in the United States, which, by the way, if you didn't know, Puerto Rico is a territory of the United States. So you do not need a passport to travel to Puerto Rico, just so you know. But it's the only wet rainforest in the United States. I know it's something I was looking up. But anyway, it was a rainforest tour. So this is us. We did a UTV, which is kind of like an ATV, but it's the dune buggy cars, which I was trying to get a video of that. But this is us feeling all, like we've conquered the world with everything. So it was really a nice experience with that. It was it's these beautiful lush lands and flowers. You feel kind of powerful rolling around in your little UTV driving. I managed to scare my partner a few times, the person I was paired up with to take a ride with. I'm pretty sure I scared her a little bit, but it's also a good experience because I mean, think about it. How often do you get to go to a rainforest? I mean, that's one of those once in a lifetime kind of things. And so highly, highly, highly recommend that if you can get there, take that tour. It's a it's a pretty good tour. There's ATV. You don't have to do the UTV. There's ATVs. There's UTVs. There's horseback riding. There's different ways to see the rainforest, and there's different lengths. There's an hour length one and a 2 hour length one. We also they can help you set up transportation to come pick you up from your resort and come out to um, take you to the resort, come out to your resort and pick you up and bring you to the rainforest and return back. One thing that you need to keep in mind, and again, this may be different by the time you go out there, we had to show our vaccination records before they would even let us off the van. So when we pulled up at the park and, in our van, they had come to pick us up, a gentleman actually met us at the van and held his hand up like, stop. And we had to show vaccination records before we stepped off the van. So Puerto Rico wasn't playing with the COVID regulations. Let me just say that. So it was kind of interesting with that, but it was beautiful. And let me see, I think I have a video for you. Yes, I do. So I'm going to show you just a little brief video to give you an idea of what I mean, this picture doesn't say enough, and actually this video probably won't even capture everything of it, but hey, we'll try. I'm going to enlarge that and play it again. Sorry. So that was just a little clip of what we did. I was driving a UTV, so I really couldn't get all the footage that I wanted to. That right there is me. Don't worry, I wasn't driving while I was filming that. We had taken a break, so you could just see, a lot of lush foliage. That's what they call it. And let me bring this our picture back up, just so you could see the background. So it was really nice. You do have to wear a helmet. We were dirty, y'all. So you see us with our bandanas covering our mouth and stuff. That's because dirt is going to kick up. And I told the people that our travelers, please wear something that you don't mind getting dirty, because you will be dirty after you get off of this tour. Don't try to come cute. It just makes no sense. It's not going to happen. So that was the start of our first day of activities. After that, we were pretty pooped and we rested a little, but then we ended up at the mall. And guys, I don't understand why malls are really going down in the United States, and they're not as popular, when every time I travel to another country, the malls are popping. So the mall in San Juan, where we went to, was beautiful. It was nice. Even ended up having dinner there that evening. So if you like to shop, it's got a nice area, and it was a mixture of everything, high end, and like Louis Vuitton, Tory Burch, and then I don't call it low end, but average, your typical stores that you see in every mall. So that that's something good to know. I went, and another one of our travelers went. Main reason we went was to get to the Pandora store, because one of the things I like to collect charms from the places that I visit when I travel. And so I did go into Pandora and get a Puerto Rico charm. So that's just a tip. And hey, if you want to share what you collect, go ahead and put that in the comments. Hey Leslie, for tuning in. So yeah, that's what I do. That's one of the things I collect when I travel is Pandora charms. I also, just a side note, I collect postcards too, because I try to it's funny, I saw it on Pinterest and I haven't done it yet, but I'm making a postcard booklet, and right in front of me is just a New York. I was in New York in December, so I grabbed a postcard. So that's just something I do. But yeah, I would love to hear what you collect on your travels. And as I mentioned before, go ahead and drop any comments or questions. Leslie says it's a beautiful thing. I mean, a beautiful view. And it was, guys, it was gorgeous. And for people, I see more people have jumped in. For the people that have jumped in, my name is Tabitha Washington, owner of the Travel Crew. And tonight we are talking about our recent trip, our recent Travel Crew experience to Puerto Rico. And if anybody's seen this film, like, why do I have, it's hard to see, Femme Fatale. We're doing a shout out to the Mystic Crew of Femme Fatale, because they are riding this weekend in Mardi Gras Parade. All right. So that was the first day where we went ahead and rainforest and hanging out at the mall. So the next day, guys, this is something that maybe not everybody hears of, is we went to the town of Louisa. I like to, when I plan these trips, if I can work in some aspect, like something with the a black experience, or the African of the diaspora, if I can work that into my trips, I will. So if you are planning a trip to Puerto Rico, I highly encourage you to check out Louisa, Loiza. You're going to hear a lot of people tell you, oh, go to San Juan, and I mean, that is the spot, that's the travel spot, but Louisa is just, it's us, y'all. It's the culture. It is us. We went there. We learned about the history. So many times when you hear about slavery, because we're in, well, they're technically in the United States, but we don't ever hear about the slaves that went to the Caribbean areas. We know they're there, but you don't always hear about it. And it was good to hear, like, there is an Afro Latina population that just doesn't get discussed, and they have their own culture, their own vibe, and everything. And when we went there, we had a bamba dance lesson, which was awesome. A turban lesson where we tied turbans, and we met a popular artist. He sculpts, Samuel Lynn, who is very popular in that area. So let me just share some of these pics. And you can see this is us. It's not let's see. This is us here. They gave us the dresses to or the skirts, I should say, to dance. And this may not be the best picture, but here's some drummers. So it's the beat, from history. That's the way slaves, we communicated, we expressed emotions and stuff through the beat. And so we learned, we did a little dancing. I'm gonna admit, I have a video of me dancing, but I was too ashamed to post it, but I was good. So we're just gonna believe that I was good. Here you see the same instructor that taught us our dance also did our raps. This is our instructor, and this is one of our travelers here with her beautiful rap. Here we are. This is Samuel Lynn to the lower left, um, who is the artist that I was talking about. And he has tours, and this is actually his house slash studio. And we got to see some of his work. And this is travelers were posing with Mr. Lin. So that was a really good experience. I highly say, if you can work in some culture on your trips, I mean, why not? I think, y'all, we're everywhere. Just know that. Don't ever think that we're not everywhere. We are everywhere. And so we need to just go ahead and embrace it. And I just think it's a good thing, when we can see us, it just does, it makes me feel great. So, and the instructor, she was glad to see us. She enjoyed us. Um, it's just a good experience. You know how it is when I mean, it's how we are when we walk into the store and we do the head nod, or we nod. We know that we're acknowledging each other. So it was great to have that feeling. And here is our instructor dancing. Let me see. Sorry about that. I don't think I shared it properly. Let me try again. You might have heard it, but not seen anything. So, not the best clip, but I was dancing, y'all. I didn't have time to take to film video. I couldn't do everything. Uh, but it was good. It was fun. I enjoyed it. So, what you see, she was walking us through you could hear the live drumming in the background. She was walking us through everything, and it was just a group dance and everything, and it was great. So we did that. Then with the skirts, you actually learn, like, how to twirl the skirts and all the moves and stuff. So it was a good experience. So again, if you're going to Puerto Rico, don't just stay in San Juan. Check out Louisa. You get a good it's about the culture. So it was amazing, and I loved it. um that evening, which, let's see, let's see, I'm sorry, like I said, these slides are not, unfortunately, I did do a PowerPoint presentation, but when I loaded into StreamYard, which is the system that we're using, it's not picking up the video, so it's just picking up the slides, unfortunately. And I wanted to give you a little experience. So that evening, after we finished Louisa, we decided to go out that night. Went to dinner, and we actually went next door to and a hotel. And it was a lot of resorts. Reason why we went to the next door is they did have a casino, and they had like a club. Um, if there's any connection issues we are having, or there's some bad weather developing outside of me, so I apologize. Let me see if I can get a better connection. mm, I don't really think that changed much. Sorry guys, it's that may have helped. Okay. If you're having any problems hearing me or understanding me, please drop a comment. Okay, but back to that evening. So that evening, the particular resort that we went to, which right now I can't even think of the name, but it is next door to the Royal Sonesta, like within walking distance of it. And if you like casinos and stuff, they had a really nice casino there. But what they also had is live entertainment. And it was no admission charge to get in or anything like that. You just came in, sat. If you wanted to drink, you had a drink. If not, and so I actually checked out. I use that time to check out the live show. I love music. I love just chilling and listening to it, and it was really, really nice. So let me try to share some of that with you guys. That was so nice. I wish I had shown a longer clip. I was trying not to bore y'all though. But anyway, it was great live entertainment, great authentic music. It was really good vibes. So again, nice time in Puerto Rico. So that was the end of the second day, and then we went ahead, turned it in, and then the next night, kind of a little um, free day, somewhat. We just chilled by the beach and everything, and we decided on our own. It wasn't a planned activity, just random. We're like, hey, some of us said, let's just go into Old San Juan. So Old San Juan, you'll hear a lot about Old San Juan when you're going to Puerto Rico. A lot of people would tell you that's where you need to go. Um, it's not a bad spot. It's not. I don't know if I can describe it. Let me show you some pictures. This is kind of not the best pictures, but just a little bit of what we saw while we were there. It's a place. It's very walkable. It's not somewhere that you're just going to pull up anywhere. It's an old feeling. Not quite like the French Quarter or anything, but did have some of the cobblestone streets, and you just kind of walk around. There's different shops, different food. And what was interesting, this area in the middle that you see with the grass, I was trying to get a picture of the water, but what you can see is there were actually a lot of people, and this was a Sunday afternoon. They were out there flying kites. It was just tons of kites there, kite flying going on. So that was pretty interesting. So it seems like it's a nice hangout spot on a Sunday afternoon. For those in New Orleans, it would be like what we used to do when we had to go chill on a lakefront back in the day. That was the vibe I got. Like that was the thing. Like let's just go chill out here and fly some kites. And it was family oriented. So it was children out there, obviously, if you're flying kites and everything. But if you do that, it is a popular spot to go check out. The food, the shops and stuff, and get a little bit of culture. I will say it wasn't bad, but I actually like Louisa better. And I think most of the people that went on the trip like Louisa, and I like the rainforest because I like driving a UTV. Because I do one of our people said, and I thought it was so cool. She said when she was in Louisa, she felt like she was in a real Puerto Rico because it wasn't you weren't in the touristy part. You just got to see the real thing. So it was really, really nice. And hello to my new people that have joined in. Again, If you're tuning in late, this is Tabitha Washington, owner of the Travel Crew, and we're recapping our recent Travel Crew experience to Puerto Rico. If you're catching this on a replay, feel free, put hashtag replay. If you have any questions or comments you want to make about this, go ahead and drop those in the comment section, and we'll go ahead and I'll answer any questions for you. So, some things I want to point out. So, again, Puerto Rico, U.S. territory, so you're not going to need a passport. So that's a kind of it's a good thing. You get a Caribbean experience, and you don't need a passport. You're still U.S. territory. Um, they accept the U.S. dollar because it's U.S. territory. They accept the U.S. dollar. Spanish is highly spoken there, but you can get away with not knowing Spanish. The signs, most of the street signs are in Spanish, but everything is so similar to what American signs look like the interstate signs and stuff, that you'll be fine. At no point was I feeling like, because I do know some Spanish, but I'm not fluent in Spanish. At no point did I feel like I couldn't, make it. And that's a tip, guys. Whenever you're in a destination where English is not the primary language, take the time to learn something. If not just a greeting, how to say thank you, goodbye, just, it goes a long ways to do that. Final thing I want to show is one of the things that it's also fun to do, and is not just see the attractions and meet the people is great too, is tasting the food. So let me drop this slide. I think y'all will get a kick out of this. This is just a few of the items we tasted, and now that I realize I have the same person on here, but of course you can see our drinks. I believe this one in the center at the top is a version of a mojito. I believe when we were at the restaurant that was at the mall, and this pineapple concoction. This is not alcohol. I just want y'all to know this is a smoothie. This was like a breakfast smoothie I had on the beach on Sunday morning, and it has a little Puerto Rico flag. And this is the thing about this. It was a guy riding like one of those fat tire bikes who was just, you know, taking orders and riding away and getting us our drinks and coming back. So I thought that was kind of cool. And you felt like really nice first class service, chilling on the beach. And yeah, and by the way, when I was talking about the Royal Sonesta with direct beach access, that's really convenient because you don't have to drive anywhere. You just walk out the resort, out of a back gate, and you're on the beach. And they have everything out there. There's chairs and there's people. You can just call them over from the resort and ask them to please put up an umbrella and everything. So that's great. So that's a side note. But back to the food. So this was a breakfast smoothie. What this is, Jessica, uh, one of our faithful travelers with the Travel Crew, lover. This was a barbecue chicken on a stick that we had in the rainforest. Really good. And this, which she died for, she was living for this. It's a fish with the teeth showing. It was, just the whole fish cooked with the skin and everything, and she loved it. And so I just had to take that pic. So that was something we had when we were in Louisa. And what you see in this bottom center, I believe it's monfongo. And I apologize if I pronounced it wrong, but this is a very popular dish in Puerto Rico, and it's with plantain. And plantain has, I don't know if you know, like various stages of ripeness. So the super sweet versions of it are really really ripe, and when it's not uh, super ripe, it kind of has a taste almost of almost like a potato. I guess you could say not as sweet. I'm not the biggest plantain person. I'm just gonna let you know now. I've never been, even of the sweet versions. I don't know why. I've just never been. To each his own. I know a lot of people love it, but that in the center is a plantain, and that's actually pork with the sauce. The pork and the sauce, that was my dish, was really good. But heh, but I didn't have a problem trying it. It wasn't, gross or anything. It's just, hey, I tried it. So that's something, I encourage everyone to do, is to just go ahead and try something new. I mean, isn't that what travel is all about? You'll see something new, learn something new, try something new. And even with all those different things, you still see that when you meet the people, we still have so many similarities, and that's what makes it It just makes the whole experience cool. So I hope that I touched on everything for you and gave you a good recap of what happened in Puerto Rico. If anybody has some questions about the trip, please post them in the comment section. I appreciate it. Okay, let's see. Okay, this trip was yeah, this trip was a hosted group trip. As I mentioned before, we have two services. We do custom group trips for people who want their own group trip, but we also host group trips that anybody can join. You just book, pack, and go. And this was our trip to Puerto Rico that we took last month in January. And if anybody is curious about other trips, this is this is where you can find it at www.thetravelkrew.com/trips. This is where you can see where our upcoming trips are. And we have some good ones coming up. So you need to stay tuned. And if you go to the site, you'll also see a prompt to join our email list. So that has been the recap. I hope you've enjoyed it. We're going to go ahead and shut this out on Thursday. It's looking a little gloomy outside, so it's all good, but better to I guess you could say get off before all the connection messes up online. Again, thank you so much for joining me. I'm Tabitha Washington, owner of the Travel Crew, where we provide phenomenal travel experiences for phenomenal people. And you can catch us on Facebook in our Facebook group or on YouTube. I appreciate the support. And if you're on YouTube, if you can like and subscribe. Thank you again, guys, and you have a great night.